Hello and welcome to Radical Living. I'm your host Shula Show, and today we are talking about minimalism versus boxes.
Little boxes made of ticky-tacky.
I got a question from Imandor wondering what to do with boxes. Like, you buy something new, maybe a computer or a camera or a cell phone, and you open it up and you often just hang on to that packaging for some reason. Maybe we think that if we hang on to those boxes, we can use them in case we need to return the thing. But yet, we often hang on to them way longer than we need to. So my initial response when Imandor asked if this falls into the just-in-case rule would be to say yes. Get rid of those boxes. You're not going to need to return them. Sure, hang on to them for maybe like a week or two just in case your cell phone doesn't work. But after that, when you know it's working, just get rid of the boxes. I know for me, I used to always do this with cell phones. I mean, how often do we get a new cell phone? And then I had like a cupboard full of cell phone boxes, and boxes for cell phones I wasn't using anymore. I mean, seriously, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, we're just saving boxes. I'm sure you can come up with another box if you need to ship something. But Imandor here has a special case. You see, Imandor is a professional photographer. So when professional photographers get cameras, they often like to upgrade later as they get bigger into their business. This means they might want to hang on to their boxes to sell their older cameras because of the perceived value increase. I mean, the boxes aren't really adding any current value to your life, they're just sort of sitting there, but yet they might be able to add value to your life later, so are they worth keeping? What did I do? I actually don't have a camera. I use my webcam to make these videos. Literally, it's just like my laptop sitting on a stack of stools. So for me, the answer is easy because I don't own a camera, so I don't really need to keep any boxes to sell in the future or anything like that. So I looked it up, and it turns out that when people are selling professional type cameras and stuff like that, they like to use the little term LNIB, like new in box. This lets people know that you've taken care of your product and you've kept the original packaging and it's all together. And it's true, this does tend to increase the perceived value of an item. Like, people might be willing to spend a little bit more if you still have the original packaging, or maybe they'll tend to buy yours over someone else's. So the question is, does the increased value in the future outweigh the lack of value now?
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
And the answer is, I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd have to really research and look into if it's worth it, like how much more money you're gonna make by just keeping the original boxes. But I think if it were me, I would probably just not keep them. I mean, I would probably just wonder, how long is it gonna take for these boxes to just sit here until they're actually useful? And what if I never end up upgrading? What if I switch careers or just decide that these cameras work just fine? But maybe you have it already kind of figured out, like you know that in about a year, you're gonna wanna use those boxes to sell it or something like that. In which case, you just have to decide for yourself if you have the space for it, if it's going to be in your way, really, if it's worth the value that you'll be getting later for the space that it takes up now. I mean, if it's just like a few boxes and they're able to be tucked away in the corner of a closet somewhere and you don't even notice they're there and they're not in your way, then hey, maybe it's worth it. But if half your bedroom is covered with these boxes and you feel like you have to walk through a maze just to get to your bed, maybe it's not worth it. But maybe you could even fold them up still so that you could still be able to reopen them and use them, I don't know. Like I said, if it was me, I would probably just get rid of them because there's nothing I hate more than storing storage items that aren't even being used. Have you ever moved and then you have to move these empty boxes and you're like, why do I still have these? But I'm no expert, I'm no professional photographer, I'm no professional anything, obviously, since I'm just using my webcam to make these videos. So if you're watching this video and you have professional equipment or cameras or something that you plan to sell in the future, what do? Is it worth it to keep the boxes? Is it not worth it to keep the boxes? Does anyone know how much more money you tend to make by keeping the boxes? We need your opinions, we need your advice. What are your thoughts, people? Because I don't know, I don't keep any boxes, but I don't have anything worthwhile. I mean, if you just take it out of context, the idea of keeping empty boxes seems kind of absurd. But when you put it in the context of possibly being able to make some little bit more money, then maybe it's worth it. So really the value of this video will come from the comments below, because if you guys don't give some good advice, this is just a video of me saying I don't really know.
This is a facilitator, conversation of facilitator.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, keep it simple, question everything, and stay radical.
Out of the box, out of the box, out of the box, out of the box. Take one box, put it with another. Let's look for one that's long and wide.
You come too.
We'll build a house together. Now what's it gonna be inside?
turns out that when people are selling like professional types. So I looked it up and it turns out that when people. So I looked it up and it turns out that when people are selling to. This is such a hard thing to see. So I looked it up and when people are selling professional type cameras and stuff like that, they like to use the little label LNIB. Damn it. So I looked it up and. Oh my gosh.
Dad, sun is almost